My players to watch versus the Chargers for the Dallas Cowboys are as follows. Avonte Collins, who played some right tackle for us, former Vikings guard, and also tackle, former Pittsburgh backup tackle last year. I love Avonte Collins, man. This kid is athletic. He's big, he's strong, he's 6'4", he's 300 pounds. He ran a 4.8 40 coming out of TCU. If you look at the game and you go back and look at the game recap, Avonte Collins was extremely quick out of his stance, moved very, very well in his pass sets versus the speed rush, covered up guys on the block pretty well. My only feedback for Collins is that I would like to see him bend a little bit more and strike a little bit harder to stop some of the pressure coming into his chest, and also just get a little bit more movement on the run game. But overall, I thought he played really, really well. I think he's a super quick, super athletic guy. Avonte Collins, keep your eye out for him because he played some right tackle when Steele wasn't in there. I like now to see the tandem possibility of him, and let him play some guard. Let him play some right guard when Zach Martin's not in the game. Let's explore fully and see what we got there. I think the only thing that might be prohibitive for him to really play tackle and play really well this season, if he has to play, is probably his arm length. But I think that if he uses his tools in terms of his quickness and his ability to get on top of the pass rusher quickly and cut him off, and he sits down with a little bit more knee bend and strength at the point of attack, I think that he could be fine. But I think he's a talented lineman that still is getting better. He has low tread on the tire. He was a backup on packages for the Vikings, where it was actually some uproar that he didn't even get a chance to start and he was cut versus some other players. If you follow some of the Vikings podcasters, they're really high on him. They even had special packages for him to come in and block, and he blocked very, very well on these special packages, similarly to what we did with Connor McGovern last year, where we would line him up at tight end, line him up at fullback, move him around, have different packages for him. Well, the Vikings did the same thing with Avonte Collins. So he did a great job. So I want to see the next step in his progression. I want to see if he plays better than he did last week. And I want to see him also, hopefully they throw him down inside to maybe right guard, give him a chance to get some right guard work. And I think that those things will help us get a really great evaluation of him and see what he can do for us long term. Secondarily, but definitely not second in anybody's mind, will be Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith is a BSG. I'll tell you what that means in a minute. He's a BSG. All right. So remember, I just said that. All right. I'm gonna teach you that acronym in a second here. So Tyler Smith did to me, really a great job playing the left guard. Man, he was everything that you thought he would be, everything that we thought and we saw in camp in terms of his ability to really what I would call short set guys or quick set guys. He jumps at you or one sets you. He's not really a guard that's going to sit back in his stands and let you come to him and play ball. He's more so of an attack style offensive guard where he likes to hard set you, get a quick step in the ground, and just hit you and use his strength to just really instantly stop your momentum and just try to swallow you up. But the impressive thing, and the thing that I like the most that I saw, is that when they ran stunts in games, when they tried to confuse Tyler Smith and they would line up a defensive tackle wide, they would line him up tight inside, and they would loop and twist to try to create confusion. That means that A, they respect his strength, and B, they could be looking at possible strategies and scenarios, and that C, they wasn't beating them heads up. So all those things are really, really good. So anytime you watching the game and you're watching like line play, if you're honed in on that and you see a team start off playing straight up, meaning that they're just lining their guys up across from your guys and they're letting them go. Well, those guys were not beating Tyler Smith. Those guys were not beating the third guy I'm about to talk about in a second, Josh Ball. They were not beating those guys, playing straight up. So the impressive thing that Tyler Smith did was that he would sit back even when guys were moving and crossing in front of him and be really patient, and did a pretty good job of recognizing the movement and passing off the stunts and the movement. He did a pretty good job doing that. So I think that all those things, really helped us get an evaluation on him. And not only was he able to physically dominate the man in front of him, but he sat back and played pretty smart when he had to deal with movement. So at the end of the day, and this is why it shouldn't be a competition, and I'm going to second Boss Cowboy on this, there's no competition for the left guard position if we're being purists, if we're being football purists, and we're looking at the performance, the talent, the ability, the upside, all those things, right? All those things. There's no competition between Connor McGovern and Tyler at that left guard position. And you can give Connor reps there, and I like Connor. I think Connor McGovern, I think he's a good player. I really do. I think he's a good football player. But Tyler Smith is just different. He's different, right? He's a BSG. He's just a big, strong guy. And when you get big, strong guy, man, he hasn't even fully developed to his man body. He's only 21 years old. I can't wait to see what he does. If he keeps on lifting and training when he's 25, he has the potential, with just his raw strength, he has the potential to be Larry Allen-ish. And I said it first, Larry Allen-ish. Just, it doesn't matter what you do, I can break your back, and I'm just so much stronger. And these are like the top athletes in the world. These are not just guys on the street. These are the baddest men you can find walking on God's green earth. And dude, breaking their backs. He was folding up some of these linemen with the Broncos that they were lawn chairs. Now, I want to see what he does this week. I want to see, can he continue that trend? Can he be as dominant on the inside? How does he look if he gets reps against Aaron Donald? I want to see that. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to see that. How does he fare? Is he still as physically dominant? Remember, and this is unique because you don't see it every day, a guy that can physically engulf and dominate and take over people. I'm telling you, that's why the OC's smiling. That's why I'm smiling. I'm not really worried about the offensive line. I'm worried about other stuff. But this is an offensive line video, and we'll talk about that other stuff on another video, so you got to stay tuned to the channel. But Tyler Smith is a big, strong guy, period, point blank. Another player I was pleasantly surprised with for the most part, Josh Ball. Backup left tackle, Josh Ball. Josh Ball overall played pretty well in this game. Josh Ball had really, really good feet. He had really, really good feet, and I love his feet. I love his footwork. I love the quickness out of his stance. I see what the Cowboys liked about Josh Ball. Josh Ball is a guy that can cover up his man and get in front of him. Did fairly well in the run game. Pleasantly surprised on that. In pass pro, I think he has the raw material skills to be a solid left tackle, save the strength level. I think his strength level is not exactly where it needs to be. I think that he plays a little bit too high, and that when guys get into his chest, they're able to launch him back. And I think he has to work hard in the weight room. He has to do what he don't want to do, which is squats, power cleans, jerks, deadlifts. He needs to do those static compound movements to build that leg strength and build that hip strength so that he can stand up underneath the pressure in his chest and people trying to bull rush him and walk him back to the quarterback. So I saw him get walked back a little bit more than what I like to see, and I think it's a strength thing. But the technique side, the hands are not bad. Hands could be a little bit better. He could bring a little bit more force and pop with his hands. But again, he didn't play last year. He was injured. Right? This is his first game. So I'm looking for him to get a lot better. So I'm interested to see, does he still do what he did last week versus the Broncos? Can he get better? Can he take it up another notch? Can he make corrections to some of the things that I saw him do technique-wise that I want to see him do better? The strength will be a progressive thing with him, but I think if he has to play, you may, in the regular season, you may have to give him a little bit of help just because of the strength level versus certain players but can he move his feet and slide beautifully and get right in front of you? Yes, he can. And does he give himself a chance to win based upon him being in really good position and him being a guy that just has really good footwork, man? Overall, from the pass set perspective, even on the run game, pretty good footwork, right? Pretty good footwork and quick enough to cover you up and block you. So excited about those guys. That's why the OC is smiling, right? And so happy to see what these guys do in this coming game, preseason game that is, versus the Chargers. All right, so guys, let me know what you think. Give me your comments. Who are your offensive linemen to watch? Do you agree with the content? Give me your feedback. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Boss Cowboy Sports. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And until next time, salute. I'll see you.